Good morning, my miracle friends. Lesson 147 from A Course in Miracles. My mind holds only what I think with God. My mind holds only what I think with God. I will not value what is valueless. I will not value what is valueless. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let me perceive forgiveness as it is. So I will not value what is valueless. We're obviously not talking about the physical things here. What we're doing is invoking a state of mind. I will not value the valueless. We're commanding our minds with the inner discipline to no longer invest in the valueless, such as arguments that don't matter, grudges that drain you, worrying about the future, reliving past resentments that mess with your head, hanging out in frustrations that lower your energy and lower your frequency and dim your light. Why would you want to be dim? It just doesn't feel nice. And I'm only saying this because I've been feeling a bit dim recently, getting annoyed with a few people on the periphery of my life who I felt were behaving in like selfish, small-minded ways to other people that are kind and sweet, and I've been judging and finding it difficult to get out of my head, and I've been valuing the valueless, honestly, instead of not valuing the valueless. So obviously, if we get caught in this loop thinking, sometimes we just need to command ourselves to get out of it and at least neutralize this annoyance. Because the obvious thing to do is to send love to anything that's annoying us. But if you're feeling your light has already dimmed and your heart is a little bit closed towards people, or you're just not feeling the oneness and the unity consciousness, and all sounds great in theory, but in reality you just want to give them an energetic slap for being such friggin' idiots or whatever. So it was sort of going on day after day, this like valuing the valueless, and I started just playing around with selfish people, and then suddenly it turned into shellfish, and I started laughing, and I'm thinking, would you be annoyed with shellfish, as in oysters or prawns, or like, is there a way of depersonalizing and demonizing these protagonists? So that just lightened my mood a little bit, and I just stopped taking things so personally, because these protagonists weren't even doing anything to me. They were doing it to other people in my circle, and I'm thinking, why am I wasting my energy on all of this? And suddenly I broke the loop going around in my head, just thinking, oh, shellfish, selfish. So a chink of light started coming in and my heart started cracking open again. I'm like, phew, because it just feels awful to be dim. And in fact, I realised in this exercise of being aware of my own loops, and that I carry other people's grudges and grievances for way too long, probably longer than they do. And it's like being annoyed with a Netflix show. It's totally ridiculous. So, I will not value what is valueless. What I will value and what I will invest in is, above all else, my open heart, preserving my open heart, preserving my bright light, and the ability to transcend situations with such clarity that this becomes the most infinitely valuable currency. Now, the currency of gentle, loving kindness has eternal value. The currency of compassion has eternal value. The currency of willingness to see things differently. The value of following what makes your heart sing, and the value of following your bliss. That all has value. But for the sake of this lesson, I will not value the valueless anymore. So let me perceive forgiveness as it is. Let's break this one down a little bit into the perceive bit to start with. literally everything is a perception, and it's impossible to look at anything or anyone without seeing our own personal interpretation. And we all know how we've got our perceptions and interpretations. But even in this awareness that this is just a perception, we start to lose the grip that the perception spell has cast over us. And this lesson is all about asking us to be willing to see forgiveness differently. You know, forgiveness is not some sort of spiritual superiority or sort of martyrdom to tolerate things. Forgiveness is like a reset code. It's like a tool that dissolves the distortions. You know, it clears the bandwidth between you and the intelligence that created you. So to forgive is not to lose. To forgive is to no longer anchor your energy in the past and release your mind. And a released mind is such a luxurious state to be in. So forgiveness is not like emotional charity. It's spiritual mastery, and it is seeing the innocence, the inner essence. Innocence is inner essence. So this lesson isn't asking us to renounce the world, it's inviting us to transcend it from the inside, to see the inner essence in the individual embodiment of the divine essence in everyone and everything, including the pain in the ass characters showing up in our day. So within this, seeing the innocence and the inner essence of the individuation of the divine, we're also seeing the big picture of the all that is and that ever will be. And when we can do this, we start creating from such a place of freedom and love and lightness and effortless power. There's no need to be struggling. No struggle necessary. Beloved divine, loving light within us and all around us. The perfect day already exists. Thank you for guiding me and everyone concerned to this. This innocence. Innocence before us and innocence behind us. Innocence to the left of us and innocence to the right of us. Innocence above us and innocence below us. Innocence expressed through us and emanate from us, touching everyone and everything in the form and the formless. Where would innocence have me go today? What would innocence have me do today? What would innocence have me say or not say today, and to whom? We're going to have an amazing day today, where we do not value the valueless. We stop wasting our time on silliness and just embrace the essence of life. And with that comes bliss, literal bliss. The other day I was contemplating this sort of restless yearning that most of us have inside us. You know, we want to be in this place, or we want to be with these people, or if only this was lined up as this, you know, and then you get into that situation, then you think, uh-oh, I've still got that same yearning restlessness going on. And we're not yearning for a place or a thing or a person, we're yearning for a particular state, a state of being. And for some of us it might be peace, for some of us it might be freedom, for some of us it might be purpose or novelty or safety, I don't know, or it could be a mixture of all of that. But I realise that what I'm always yearning for is bliss, because once you've experienced bliss, there's no turning back, if you know what I mean. Like nothing else is going to quite do it for you unless you can find yourself in a state of bliss. And to get into a state of bliss is really quick and really easy. You just need to be so present. So the other day, when I realised this, I'm like, oh my God, okay, every step you take, just go deep. Like, you know, I feel the tiles under my feet. Somebody made these tiles and somebody brought them here and somebody put them in place, and under that you've got the grass, every single grey blade of grass, and the ants and the worms, and then the whole of it, the earth, and you just start exploding into your gratitude for absolutely every minute of every day, and then being expansive. And then not getting caught up in the silly, silly small stuff, which is such a waste of time. Anyway, see you tomorrow.